Grass grows, birds fly, sun shines. Well, not right now. But, brother, communication. It's happening everywhere. It is a force of nature. There is no escaping it. Hello, I am Dawson Summers.
And I am Louie Miller.
And we're going to be talking to you about communications here at San Jose State University. First, Louie, what is communications to you?
I think communication is the single greatest tool we as humans have. It can stop violence. It can give people hope. It can show people love.
Yeah, those are some great examples of what communications is capable of and why it is so relevant in our society today.
Yes.
The main thing with teaching us how to improve our communication skills here at San Jose State University is through the bachelor undergraduate program, which focuses on 3 types of communications courses. Those are foundations, inquiry, and practice courses. To begin, foundations. What is it? Foundations are unique in their course design because what they do is they help lay the groundwork for you to grow in your communications career. The main project or program learning outcomes of foundational communications courses is that in foundations, students will examine different assumptions and concepts in order to distinguish different areas of communication studies. One course that I like to focus on was Nonverbal Communications, course 175F. In the course, we learn all different types of theories about semiotics and nonverbal communication that go beyond just the general idea of what you're wearing, how you're presenting yourself, but also to things like what we eat, how our culture influences us, how our environment changes how we think about things and how we share meaning. One example that I like to use is this. You may notice this is an Android phone. The way you interpret this information will be different depending on your circumstances. To use a theory, the appraisal of emotions, you'll notice the first initial stimuli, me showing you my phone. You then determine, is this relevant information for me? If so, you continue on to determine, can I cope with this information? He's an Android user. Have I lost all faith in humanity? Well, then if you're able to do that, you might determine what your reactions are, your behavior, and how you're influenced. All of that is done by individual characteristics in our environment and how we're born and how we develop. All that determines whether you think, I'm poor because my $1,000 phone is different than your $1,000 phone. The main thing is we now have the foundation there. We know the different theories, different concepts, but how can we learn about the environment? How are we able to apply them? How are we able to inquire about communications? In inquiry courses, they're unique because you're the one that is getting to ask the different questions and then apply the different theories of communication to solve those problems. In inquiry courses, students will distinguish the types of questions, problems, phenomena that a research approach addresses and from those that it does not. From the course that I took was course 155I, which is quantitative inquiry. In that course, we got to learn all about different experimental methods for research in quantitative data. So that is using numbers, using empirical data in order to actually determine results beyond quantitative, which is the theoretical. That is very much the foundations. So in inquiry, in this course, what they had us do for the big project was to run an actual experiment where we had to determine a problem, or we came up with a research problem, which was issues with receiving feedback, whether people prefer positive to more critical feedback. We determined that by sending out a questionnaire and asking for those questions. We then determined a sample size. From that, we then were able to grab different participants, have different methods for determining the outcome, and eventually synthesizing the results to have your final conclusion. In hindsight, was it a peer-reviewed equivalent study? No, It does not hold up even after, but it was a part of the learning process, a part of learning and growing our knowledge of how research develops. And now I know what the P is lesser than to 0.5. I actually know what that means now. So now when you're reading those research papers, you know what, you don't have to just skip to the discussion. You can read through the methods, participants, and results in order to better understand your environment. And now we'll pass it off to Louie, who's going to talk to you about the practical application of courses.
Perfection, it doesn't happen at birth. But we all have the potential to reach perfection through practice. Practice that changes us. Genuine improvements comes from gaining life experiences. It comes through practice. Practice that transforms us into better individuals. In practice, students will apply a set of communication concepts to a problem or phenomena in a significant relational, political, or cultural context. COM 144P was the most impactful course I'd taken. The course focuses on identifying issues with group dynamics. It aimed to teach new approaches for addressing challenges in small groups and teamwork, focusing on theory and practice. The course focused on relationship building aspects, group communication, and cultural issues such as diversity. One of the theories we learned about was groupthink theory. It is a problem that can happen when a consensus is reached without critical thinking done. In group settings, members may be shy or have low voices that often go unheard, leading to people that feel participation is unnecessary as the same people are typically responding. To counteract groupthink, I have personally created environments where all individuals feel as though they can speak freely. I ask questions and play the role of devil's advocate to find everything that can go wrong. This often results in fully developed and finished projects. And lastly, I show that there's no such thing as a stupid idea. The main project in this course involved creating a project in a group setting. Throughout the project, we experiences the stages of forming, storming, norming, and performing. During the storming phase, various problems emerged, including missed meetings, lack of communication, and leadership issues. We focused on finding solutions rather than disbanding. This started with an open discussion to address the problem. As we progressed to the norming phase, we were all on the same page and we performed well. This project provided valuable insight into the problem solving and creating of a democratic process where all members had a say in how things proceeded. Through this course, I learned about group dynamics, not just that, but the things that can cause tears in groups. Not only that, but I was allowed to practice this in a safe environment where no one really got hurt.
Yeah, Louie, that was some pretty enlightening information about practice courses that we offer here.
Yep, and just remember, practice does make perfect.
Practicing perfect communications makes us better people.
Yeah, speaking of better people,
Mhm.
what does communication mean to you?
Yeah, communications to me means the progress that I've made so far.
Mhm.
For 3, 4 years that I've been taking these courses, I've noticed how I've been able to progress as a person in both my skills, such as doing the video right here you see, as well as doing long ceremonies for an hour without having to do retakes in front of hundreds of different people. That's one of the things that's about communications is it's not just about job prospects that we have, where we're going. It's about improving our overall general well-being and living better, healthier, more relational lives. I've been Dawson.
And my name is Louie Miller.
Thank you so much for watching our presentation on FIP courses here at San Jose.